So I just ended the best relationship I've ever had in my life because I felt the universe told me to, and I have been putting off this conversation for the past week until he FaceTimed me and his face was right in front of my fucking face. And I couldn't hang up the phone until I told him the truth. So I just ended the healthiest relationship I've ever had because I knew that there was something better for me and I can't have it unless I make space for it. So I did. And this is the first time in my life that I have been completely alone. My dog is dead and I ended my healthiest relationship. All I have is space now for all the blessings.
A few moments later.
I think I understand why this is so baffling to a lot of you. Here's something you should know about me. I am constantly changing. I live in a constant state of discomfort. I am always I've been on a journey of self-love and learning to love myself for quite some time, and that requires me to change into a different person all the fucking time.
Whew! That's hard to listen to, huh? Selfish, greedy, narcissistic, entitled. I feel bad for that poor guy. My condolences to you, brother, because I've been there. I know how it feels for a woman to pull the plug, for to pull the rug out from under you, and you're sitting there confused, wondering, what did I do wrong? Baby, what could I have done better? What happened? And you thinking and thinking, and you say, man, we just had sex a couple days ago. We just went to dinner last night. She told me she loved me a couple days ago. What happened? We cuddled together, and you're thinking and thinking and thinking. Listen, women are only loyal to two things: their options and their feelings and emotions. You, as a man, come dead last. She doesn't care about your well-being. She doesn't care about your happiness. She don't care about your struggles, any of that. As long as she's feeling good, as long as she's happy, as long as she's getting what she wants out of that relationship, cool, she'll stay. As long as you're the top guy that she can attain, she'll stick around until she meets a bigger, better guy, a guy who's taller than you, a guy who's more attractive than you, a guy who has more money, who's more in shape, has a bigger house, bigger car. Yes, hypergamy is real. Because she tried to make it seem like, oh, my dog died, and she act like she was so remorseful, and that's fake. Guys, when women break up with you, they have no remorse. They don't feel bad for leaving you. They don't care that you guys went on a trip a few months ago. They don't care about you meeting her in-laws and everything. They don't care about that. They care about their feelings and what they want. That's female nature. Go back and look at that clip. But here's the thing. Don't get upset and frustrated. I always use the phrase, she's not yours, it's just your turn. Women are never constant. They're always up and down. They're wishy-washy. They're kind of like the waves in the ocean, like a hamster wheel, kind of like Chicago's weather here. I love my city, but it can be 60 degrees and rainy today. Tomorrow, it can jump up 25 degrees, 85 degrees sunny. The day after that, it can be 55 degrees and cloudy. Mother Nature is real, and that's what women's feelings and emotions are. This is why they make these crazy, foolish decisions on different guys and different things that they want. Have you guys been in a relationship with your girlfriend or wife, and she says, honey, how does this outfit look on me? And you say, baby, that looks good. I like that color. And she says, okay. And then she goes in the room and changes it. She says, so how does this one look? And you say, baby, wear that. That looks good. And she said, I don't like it though. And she keeps switching outfits. She says, so how do you like these shoes? And she says, oh, that looks good. Come on, we gotta go. And she says, wait a minute. I don't want, let me see. And she's always forever changing men like her wardrobe. She's always switching different things. This is how women view life. This is how women view everything. Their emotions are chaotic, dysfunctional, up and down. This is why as a man, you have to be constant. You have to be that rock, because if you're up and down and wishy-washy, nothing will go right. This is why if you have a woman lead a relationship or you try to take her advice, don't do it. It's never gonna work in your favor. But I'll say this, when women do leave you, they usually come back. Give them that space. Don't try to be their friend. They'll eventually hit you up out of the blue. Because they'll realize, oh, man, I couldn't do better. Or, you know, that wasn't the right decision. Because they make decisions on how they feel in that particular moment. I'll even say this. When a woman does break up with you, she already knows if she's going to leave you. So she'll sleep with you. She'll hold hands. She'll have a good time with you. And she already understands that, you know what? This relationship is about dead. I'm already looking for another guy. So she already have that guy in place, but she has to make sure that rope is tight enough that she can monkey branch and leap to the next guy. She'll hang out with you. She'll have sex with you. You guys go to dinner. She'll sleep with you. She'll tell you she loves you. And then you think everything is perfectly fine. And then she, boop, hey, we need to talk. You know, this is not going to work out. Let's just be friends. And you're like, you're blinded. You're confused. Why do you think women like agree to a date with you and then they flake off at the last minute, or they just dip out? They say, hey, you know what? I can't do it. Or they say, I'm on my way. And then they just don't show up because their feelings are in the way of their decision making. So they want to come see you, but then like, oh, wait, what if? And all these different other factors come into play. This is why you never should take it to heart or feel bad if a woman does leave you. Because 99.9% of the time, she's making a bad decision anyway. And she's going to go be with the guy, and that decision is going to be wrong anyway. And she'll eventually try to hit you back and come back. Guys, she even said that the universe told her to do that. Just think of that. The universe? No, it's her own nature. That's what she meant. Her nature thought that she can do better. She said that was the best relationship, the most healthy relationship she had been in, and she's still gone. Now, a lot of you guys might think, well, is my girlfriend going to leave me? Is my wife going to leave me? Does she feel the same way that that woman feels? I don't know. You got to ask female nature because it will forever change. Your girlfriend, your long-term companion right now, as you listening, she could be ready to leave you today. Then tomorrow she loves you and she wants to stick around. Then the next month, it's always changing. So if she does leave, just let her go. Listen, the relationship has taken its course. Every woman is for rent. You don't own any woman on this planet. You know who owns her? Her emotions. Her feelings own her, not you. So if you want to get married one day, you want to say, well, will my future wife leave me? Will she? Most likely, yes. Why do you think women initiate 80% of all divorces? That's a head scratch. You're like, these husbands are out there working hard and giving you a life that you can't give yourself, and take you on trips and paying your bills and give you a nice home and buy you a car, and you still divorce them? Yes, because she wanted something different. Remember, women will always change on you. This is why if you have a great date with a woman, she's laughing, she's smiling, you feel that genuine connection, you're holding hands, you probably have sex afterwards, everything's great on that date, and then you text her the next day, hey, how's it going? I had a great time. What you up to? Or you say, hey, good morning. And then she texts you, you know, I'm just not feeling it anymore. I don't feel the connection. You heard that? I heard that many times from women. That's because she doesn't feel like, you know what? I don't want to be with you anymore. Her feelings overrided what she did with you the previous night. So yes, she did have a good time. The sex was great. You guys did hold hands. That joke was funny. You guys have a lot of things in common, right? Right. But she wanted something different. Listen, hypergamy in a woman's feelings is strong. And you as a man, no matter how much game you have, no matter how much coaching you get, no matter how good you look, no matter how tall you are, it can never override a woman's feelings. It's selfish, it's greedy, I know. Because whoever that guy was that she was talking about, sound like a great dude. Sound like he listened to her, sound like he did all the things he was supposed to. And guess what? He still got the short end on the stick. What can he do besides move on and leave? That's what you have to do. Remember, she's not yours, it's just your turn. This is why you can never just feel bad when a woman does break up with you and leave you. It's part of life. It's just evolution. And you can't control if a woman stays or goes. You can't make her stay. Heck, matter of fact, why do you think women always gravitate back towards you? when you don't give them that attention, when you're up and down, when your communication is spotty, when you're never consistent. That's because that's what women are. They're like cats. They're inconsistent. So when you're not that consistent dude and you're always there for her and you're not on time, and she's like, man, what happened to this dude? Her emotions for you become stronger. Her feelings for you become stronger. And she says, okay, this is the guy I want to be with. All because of her feelings. Not because it's the right decision. It's because you were aloof. It's because you didn't open up to her. It's because you didn't give her that certainty. And we all know a woman's feelings. It's uncertain. It's chaotic. It's up and down. It's never the same.
Batwoman, single. Superwoman, single. Wonder Woman, single. I get it now. I'm single because I'm a superhero.
Just a little bit of real talk for a minute. If you're going to talk to a single mom or date a single mom, I hope that you have real intentions with that person. Because when we get heartbroken, we don't just get to choose to come home and be alone. We have to smile when it's time to pick the kids up from school. And we have to put them to bed, and we have to be happy mom. And when y'all come into our lives, playing games or messing with us, it makes our lives 100 times harder. Don't mess with single moms.
Something happened that day, guys, I guarantee you, that will cause her to get on camera, record herself crying these fake crocodile tears, trying to garner sympathy, trying to play the victim. Now, I can tell you what happened, okay? She's not telling you the full story. Here's what went down. A guy that she really liked, he was attractive, she really wanted to be with. She saw a future with him. He had a lot of resources. He had a lot of different options. She thought, man, if I give him sex, then he's going to want to be with me. But in his mind, he came into the situation, told you some sweet nothings, ran a little game, told you what to want to hear. You guys hung out, maybe went on a couple dates. He smashed maybe once or twice, however many times. You got your hopes up high and you thought you were going to be together. But in his mind, he's like, man, she has baggage. It's another man's seed, another man's kid. I'm not trying to, take on that burden. So what happened was he smashed you. He pumped and dumped you. He gave you some pipe. Y'all hooked up, had sex, and then he got distant. He ghosted you. He went cold. He basically was like, I'm not trying to do this. I'm at a different place in my life. I need space, kind of like most of you women do, guys. This is why I don't feel any sympathy for you women when a guy leaves you, or especially you single mothers, because you have done this to yourself. You have made your bed. Now you have to lay in it for the duration of your adult life. See, when you have children out of wedlock, ladies, it automatically decreases your value exponentially. You get knocked down at least 4 to 5 spots, 4 to 5 notches on the SMV scale. Because when guys see that, you can be cute, you can be good looking, but he's like, man, okay, what can I do, man? Especially if he has self-respect, especially if he has resources and he's really has built his life up. He's going to think, why should I deal with another man's seed, another man's problem? Then he's going to ask himself, so where's the baby daddy? What happened to him? And most likely she's going to say, well, I had women tell me, oh, he's dead. Oh, he's in jail. Or he lives in another state. Or he didn't want to be there. All these different excuses. You know what she means, translation, all that? He was a loser. I found him attractive. I was having fun. We hooked up, had sex. I didn't take things serious. We had a baby. And I thought that, me having this baby is going to keep him around, but it really didn't. So now she had Chad, Tyrone, Pookie's baby, and he don't want nothing to do with her. Now she's getting back out there on the dating market, trying to find some sucker. Because that's what most single mothers look for, is a sucker. Remember, women who are single mothers aren't looking for love. They're looking for help. They're looking for you to finance their life, to get them out of a rut. Because most single mothers, they're not doing well in life. Probably relying on child support. If she can't get child support from the baby daddy or the guy, she's just looking to make ends meet. She's trying to do this job. She's trying to do that job. They're on OnlyFans. They're trying to scam dudes. They're trying to do this. They're trying to basically force guys to be with them so they can get money, so they can get a roof put over their head, bills paid. This is what most single mothers go through. They got to take care of another kid or children. Then they try to hurry up and find a dude and say, okay, I'm dating with a purpose. You got to take me serious. You don't waste my time. You understand? You wasted your time. You gave the best thing to some ungrateful loser, a loser who you found attractive, who you was chasing around in your best years. You gave your womb to that guy. Now you want to get back on the market and want some quality guy, a guy who's higher value than your baby daddy, to take you serious. Now, let's say hypothetically, she doesn't have a baby daddy. Let's say she was married. Now they got divorced. Question is, why did you divorce him? Why did you guys split? You telling me you couldn't work that out? Go back to your ex-husband. Are you getting alimony? Are you getting child support? Because I can tell you right now, most single mothers who are getting all of that, they have a lot of issues going on. They want another guy to supplement the income so they don't have to work at all. So they get child support. Then they want to have another baby by another guy to get child support and more resources. This is why, guys, single mothers, you have to watch out for, because they're always looking to scavenge. They're always clawing each and every day. They're always looking to try to get something. They're trying to sell their body at the highest bidder, because now they're at a place where they have not just one mouth to feed themselves. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, how many other kids to feed? So now they're not looking to just have fun and take things easy, take things, slow and not trying to rush to a relationship. No, these single mothers, they're trying to settle down. They're trying to secure a beta provider. This is what happens when you carry before you marry. Because what will happen is you're going to be down on your luck. See, most of these single mothers, they won't tell you that they hooked up with all these different dudes. They won't tell you they gave their body to this guy, that guy, that guy. Then all of a sudden, they want to settle down. They don't want you to waste their time. They don't want a hookup. But you gave the hookup and you was doing all this. You gave the amazing sex to lower quality, lower tier guys. So why do you want something more serious with me now? You know why? Because she's at her place in her life and she's like, wow, I can't do it on my own. And now you're going to try to sell your body and up your price, even though your price is not as high as you're trying to make it appear as though it is. This is why, guys, single mothers, I'm telling you, you got to be careful. Because, listen, they've had a lot of sex with a lot of different dudes. They got a lot of sexual experience. So now when they meet you, they're going to try to really put it on you and give you a lot of crazy good sex just to try to trap you. Just try to get you to take care of them in the sea, because now they're desperate. So they have to, more often than not, give you a lot of good sex. Then if you happen to get them pregnant, now they got you and they can secure more child support, more resources. Guys, don't have any sympathy for these single mothers. These women, they have made their bed. Now they got to lay in it for the rest of their life. That's it. Listen, why should a man come into your life and provide for not just you, but another kid or children? And on top of that, he really don't have any say-so over the discipline of that child or children. He's going to just be there and he's just going to be a donor, giving money, a resource guy, a plow horse. And the single mother's going to be like, okay, well, you do this. You can't do this with him. Or you can't say this to her. You can't discipline. You can't tell him what to do. So what are the benefits of being with a single mother? Tell me, are there any besides a target practice, some snacks, some sex, come in on a late night? Because here's the thing about single mothers. They don't have that much time in their hands, just like she basically said. She got to go back home and cry and be around the kid and basically tell the kid, I thought we had a stepfather. I thought I had one, but I got to get back out here. That's why she's coming home and crying to the kid, because she don't have a man to step up to the plate. And now she has to run her whole household. She has to be the male and the female. This is what happens when you become single mothers. You take on all that burden. You have to do all that work. You have to do the outside work. Then you got to do the inside work. You can't just sit and relax and come home and just be a mother. No, there's no stay-at-home mother. You have to get out there and grind and work. This is the life that you ladies have chosen. So if you want to continue to sleep around with this guy and hook up with this guy and have a baby and do this and spread your legs for the lowest tier guys and think after all that, okay, now it's time for me to settle down now, and think a dude's going to take you serious? Are you out of your mind? That's insane. Why should he? Give him a reason why he should take you serious. See, you know what I've noticed about these women, especially single mothers? They never, ever tell you what they can bring to your life. They always just say, well, I'm looking for a man to do this. He got to do this. What is a man getting by being with you? You're already starting at the negatives. You have a negative account. You're at a deficit. Having that baggage that you're bringing along. I can see you didn't have any kids. Okay, cool. But you're coming with another man's children, and you want a different dude to take care of you and those children? Really, without having, any say-so of how the kids are going to be disciplined or raised or whatever? No. Guys, don't take the bait. Don't fall prey to these creatures.
Put a finger down, actual hoe edition.
Put a finger down if you've ever been in a relationship.
Put a finger down if you've ever had a hickey.
Put a finger down if you went back to him after he fucked you over.
Put a finger down if you've ever hooked up with an ex.
Put a finger down if you talked to someone who had a girlfriend.
Put a finger down if you've ever hooked up with a stranger.
Put a finger down if you made out with 3 or more people in one night.
Put a finger down if you've tried to be a hoe but caught feelings.
Put a finger down if you played with someone for your own enjoyment.
Put a finger down if you talk to multiple guys in the same friend group.
Put a finger down if you've ever hooked up with more than 3 people.
Put a
Okay, so as you guys know, I'm pregnant, 14 weeks now. So I'm not with the child's father, I mean, that's like a whole nother story. We'll get to that. But is it okay to date while pregnant? Like, I just want to know, like, men and women, like, what's y'all take on this? Like, because, I mean, there's some wannabe stepdaddies out there, but do y'all feel like it's weird? Because I kind of feel like it was weird at first. I haven't started dating yet, but I feel like it was weird at first. Like, I got a belly. You looking at me like that? Like, what does that mean? So, tell me, is it okay for me too?
Alpha seed, beta need. Remember that, guys. This is how women determine who they have children with, who they sleep with, and who they make pay. See, women want a guy who's attractive, who's physically good looking, who a lot of women want, who a lot of women want to have sex with. And all these women are clamoring for that top 15 to 20% guy. The guy who has a status, who has great social skills, who's above 6 feet tall. But they can't get that guy to give them resources, to take care of them. So what women are doing is they're giving their bodies, their womb, to a guy who doesn't want them. But because he's genetically and physically attractive, they'll say, hey, I'll have a baby by him. So what? Then on the back end, I'll go out there and try to date with a purpose. I'll go out there and try to find a God-fearing man, a man who's going to love me unconditionally, a man who she would never have chosen to have her baby with, because if she really wanted that type of guy, she would have got knocked up by a good, nice guy, a gentleman. See, this is what women do, guys, and they do it consciously. They know what they're doing. Now, that type of female, I guarantee you, because they're running around everywhere, they're all around you. They'll see a guy, get with them, have sex with him, and that guy doesn't want anything to do with her, doesn't take her serious, doesn't call her, doesn't text her, doesn't blow her up, doesn't treat her well, doesn't buy her flowers, doesn't do any of that. And she'll get knocked up by him because she's trying to keep that guy. And most women think, even though it's dumb, that if I get pregnant by him, if I have his baby, if I tell him that, then he's going to stick around. But that guy's a player. He's a womanizer. He has a lot of different options. Why does he need to stick around? So what these females are doing, they're conceiving with the alpha. They're getting smashed left and right by that top 15, 20% guy. And then on the back end, they're finding and searching for a beta male provider. Don't you be that guy. Because what she's trying to do is flip her hair and have the little edits and the different glitz and glamour. And she's got her makeup on, caked up, and she's trying to search for a beta male, a guy who she doesn't really find all that attractive. And she's got to make that man jump through hoops. See, she didn't date that guy who she got pregnant by. I guarantee you she never dated him. But she wants to date that beta, because dating for most women means I get the goods. I get the resources. He gets to wine and dine me. He gets to love me. He's always going to be there for me. He's going to compliment me on my looks. I guarantee you her baby dad, whoever the guy is, most likely never really complimented her, was never really there for her, didn't really like her like that, didn't blow her phone up, didn't really want to be in a relationship. But women do not mind sharing the alpha. If you're an attractive guy, and a lot of you guys know what I'm talking about. If you're good looking, what's going to happen is women don't mind sharing you. You can tell her, oh, I got a girlfriend. I got a couple girlfriends. I'm married. She was like, oh, okay, well, so what? If you're really good looking and you're attractive and she's really sexually into you, she will throw all those rules and regulations out the window. Those same rules that she's going to apply to that beta male provider. Now, she got to meet that beta male, that nice guy. The guy's going to accept her for that child who's 14 weeks pregnant, which is crazy. And she's got to say, you got to do this. I want you to take care of me. I want you to take care of this kid. I want you to buy me this. She got to have all these different things for that beta male to do. And that beta male, because he's not used to that caliber of woman and being in a relationship with her or dating her or having sex with her, what's going to happen is he's going to overvalue her. He's going to worship her. He's not going to know his own value, because that's sick. That's crazy. See, most of us see women who have 2 or 3 kids that are, already out the womb and everything, and now they're trying to find a beta. But this type of female, it's sick. She's at 14 weeks pregnant. That's about, 3.5 months. And now the baby ain't even came out yet. And she's looking to date. Question is, where is her child's father? You know where he's at? I can answer that question. He's out and about, smashing other chicks, hooking up, doing this, doing that. It's primal. It's instinctively built into women for them to search for that guy who's good looking, to give their offspring a better chance, a great chance at survival and life. And that includes a guy who's tall, a guy who's, has the chiseled jawline. It's built into women. Then after that, they say, okay, you know what? Let me go find a guy who's a good man. And let me go sell him the lie. Because when she meets that beta male, she's going to say, he abused me. He cheated on me. He wasn't there for me. I just want a guy who's going to love me. And then that beta male, that weak guy who doesn't have much experience with women, who she's preying on in that video, he's going to say, well, okay, I can love you, baby. I'm not like your baby daddy. I'll be here for you. It's okay. I'll take care of you and the child. But here's the kicker. She's still going to salivate over that guy who she used to be with. That guy who looks like her child. She's going to want to have sex with those type of guys. So she'll take all the provisions, all the resources, the home, the car, all that from that beta male, and she'll still be thinking about the guy who she desires. This is why it's so important, guys, that you get with women who actually desire you, who actually want to have sex with you first, not who's trying to make all these rules and say, well, you got to accept this, you got to accept this, because here's what's going to happen. She's going to find a beta male. There's a lot of suitors. There's a lot of guys who are worshiping her who said, okay, I'll take you, because they can't really get that type of woman in real life. So they're settling for scraps. They're settling for trash. Women who are already knocked up, who already got kids, and they're trying to wife that female because they have low self-esteem. Most guys have low self-esteem. They're insecure. They don't think they can do any better than a female like that. And here's the thing. She knows that. Most of these women who are pregnant or who already have children, they understand that, okay, there's a lot of guys who are weak, who are thirsty, who would worship me. So I'm going to go find those guys to start a family with. She won't even respect those guys. The sex will be all conditional because she's not going to desire him because he chose to go that path and accept her and that child and all of that. And then he's going to be getting sex. It's going to be rationed. So he has to do this. He's going to have to do that. He's going to have to do a lot of different things in order to have sex. And that female, I promise you, she's going to be like, well, I'm looking for marriage. I'm looking for a guy to settle down with. But what happened to the baby daddy? What's going on? Right, because that guy is attractive and he doesn't have to be with her. And she knows that he's a top tier guy. She knows that he's wanted by a lot of different women. But she thought in her peanut head brain, like most women think, who are single mothers or have children by these dudes, that if I have a baby by him, he's going to change his ways of being a player and he's going to stick with me and only me. This is the mistake the vast majority of single mothers make. They try to change a guy and force the guy to be with them because they have a baby, because they're pregnant. And 99 times out of 100, it never works because the guy's like, man, I never wanted to be with you in the first place. You was a jump off. You was a chick who I was just smashing and dashing. I was pumping and dumping. I didn't really want to be with like that, you know. And here's the thing. Most of these guys will tell the women, just get rid of the baby. Get rid of it. I'm not trying to be a dad. But these women are like, well, I'm not going to do it. And they try to make the father pay because the father doesn't want to actually be in that child's life. See, most of these women who get pregnant and they tell the father, believe it or not, these guys are telling and begging these women, get rid of the baby. I can't do it. I don't want to do it. I don't want to be with you. But these women are so selfish and they want to prove a point and they want to hurt the guy because the guy doesn't want to be with them anymore. It was just a physical, sexual thing. And most of these women who are single mothers, the vast majority of them, it was just a hookup. It was just sex. Because if it was more than that, and if he actually cared about you, even the slightest bit, that guy would have been like, okay, let's work things out. Let's be together, you know, and everything like that. Guys, alpha seed, beta need. Do not get caught up with any of this crap. Because this is an epidemic that's going on. Because they know that so many men are thirsty, they're gullible, they're weak, and they want companionship so bad. So they're trying to normalize this sort of behavior.
This is a very dirty trick to figure out whether somebody likes you, and I mean, you should know about it. Maybe you shouldn't use it because it's also known as the cry test. If they are in fact into you and you start crying, they will do anything at all to stop those tears running down your face because they will feel sympathy. However, if they resist and feel annoyed, they hate you.
Here's the problem with that. That crying shit, especially these days, only works on simps. beta males, weak men, blue pill men. That's who that works on. It does not work on red pill men anymore, much less any guys out there who have been educated with this knowledge that I am teaching you. Okay? Does not work. And really, just by default, it just doesn't work, especially on me. It doesn't work, period. Right? Just because I'm like, I've had girls in my dating rotation just for whatever reason just start crying. I mean, even in the middle of the night, like the girls start crying. Usually it's because I'm not giving her enough attention or because I'm always jetting off somewhere else. I'm on my path and purpose. I'm always traveling. I'm always doing something. I'm running my other businesses. So at times, some of these girls will act out and they will start crying because they're feeling emotional. I don't feel like any of them are being disingenuous about it, but then again, they could be. I don't know. But it doesn't matter to me because it doesn't affect me. I don't try to stop them from crying. I just let them go ahead and cry. Okay? Because I want to let them know that this behavior is not going to be tolerated with me, right? And if you do it too much, I'm going to get annoyed. And I have gotten annoyed with a few of them. And I've told them, like, hey, I'm going to go. Just text me when you're done crying. And I don't care if it's the middle of the night. I would, like, leave the place, be like, I'm just going to go out and get a drink or a snack or something. Hopefully you're done by then. That way they know, like, okay, this crying nonsense, this bad behavior, it does not get rewarded by like, oh, sweetie, what did I do? What did I do? Let me stop those tears from running down your face. No, they know. It's like, shit, he leaves every time I start crying. So I better get a hold of myself. There's no reason to cry. He's here with me right now. I should just enjoy the moment. And I tell them that too. You know, I'm like, we're here together. Why are you wasting, why are you wasting this moment by crying? You're ruining it, girl. You're ruining it. Let's just enjoy the moment. And normally the girl will stop over that. But with this girl's rant, sounds like she's using it as a manipulation tactic, right? She calls it the cry test. The cry test, right? And why is she giving you a test at all, right? Why is she trying to manipulate you at all by crying? Why doesn't she just have a conversation with you? Why does she just tell you how she's feeling? It's because women aren't wired to do that. They're wired to communicate through their emotions, through their manipulations. And that's one way of doing it. But as a grown man and as a educator who educates guys like you, I'm telling you, do not fall prey to it and just don't react to it. Okay? Don't react to it. No different than somebody trying to push your buttons, trying to get a reaction out of you. Okay? Because they need their little dopamine rush. You just don't give it to them. You just don't react, right? You're just numb to it. Doesn't mean you won't acknowledge it, right? You're just numb to it. Just like, why are you crying? What for? Okay, well, and 99% of the times, it's not going to be, there's not going to be a reasonable excuse for her crying. It's usually going to be something ridiculous. So treat it as such. Be like, okay, why don't you do that? I'm going to step out. And you do that. Okay, but if you sit there and you're like, baby, it'll be okay. I care about you. Don't worry. I care about you. That is when she'll start to lose respect for you. Now, don't get me wrong. Doesn't mean you can never do that, right? I'm just saying it depends on how often your girl cries. Right? But I'm saying at least 80% of the time, you got to just not deal with it and be like, hey, knock this shit off, right? Knock it off. There's no reason for this. The other 20% of the time, if it's really valid, if she's really feeling that she's been neglected and all this, like even just 10% of the time, you could be like, hey, in a strong masculine frame, like, hey, stop. You don't need to cry. You don't need to cry, girl. All right? You don't need to cry. That's what I'm here for. All right? I'm here. You shouldn't be crying at all. Right? You're not going to do this like simpy, like, oh my God, baby, I know how you feel. I know it. I know how you feel. I feel that way too sometimes. No. I mean, like, you're going to be strong about it. Like, hey, no reason to cry. Okay? No reason to cry at all. Just like my dad used to do to me, actually. When I used to cry, I was like hoping he'd like give me all this sympathy. Like, I'm crying my ass off, Dad. You spanked me. You spanked me. It's like, hey, you know you deserved it, right? It's like the most a-hole thing to say to a child. Like, hey, you deserved it, okay? But it's all right. You'll be okay. Like, you know, like, no, like, never overly emotional, never, like, I mean, he just would give me a little bit where it was enough to get me over it, but he wouldn't do it all the time. But I imagine if, like, my dad came along and, like, hugged me every time I start crying, no, stop, baby, stop it, you know, I would turn into a complete pussy, right? So it worked. And I had sisters, too. My dad was the same way with my sisters, believe it or not. My sisters would cry. He would do the same thing. And it got to a point where we didn't cry almost ever at that point. It's like we rarely ever cried. Well, you know, unless there was something tragic going on, a death in the family or something like that, we lost a pet, yeah, we would cry. But other than that, no, we wouldn't cry. I've noticed that. And then so when I started dating girls, and I noticed like they're like some of them just constantly crying, I just have to nip that in the bud. And I'm like, yo, stop. Right? Like 80% of the time, I'm just pretty hardcore, like, stop, knock it off. And then the other 20%, like, all right, look, it's going to be fine. Stop crying, right? I might comfort them a little bit, but I'm not going to sit there and nurture them, especially baby them. I'm not going to sit there and baby a grown adult who's crying, right? I don't care how hot of a female she is. I'm not going to sit there and baby her. No way. Because she'll lose respect for you. So she looks to you as the leader. She looks to you as the man. So you have to act like that. You can't like pussify yourself for her and turn into like a female, right? Let her girlfriends, let her female, her female besties hug her and caress her, like nurture her and be like, oh, it'll be okay. But that's not your job. You're the man. You're supposed to lead. You're supposed to stay strong. You're a survivor. So do that, right? Be a survivor. Right? You got to be a strong leader. You got to be tough. Okay? It doesn't mean that you can't have compassion, but you have to be tough because it's a tough world out there. Right? It's a tough world out there. And obviously you want her to continue to respect you. You want her to continue to admire you, your bravery. And when you respond to her like that, she will. Okay? She will. Okay? Versus the beta simp that she just dumped for you, the beta simp who was like, no, baby, no, don't worry, I'm not going anywhere. I'll always be there for you, babe. I love you so much. You mean everything to me. You mean the world to me. Love you, baby. I cry with you. You cry with me. We're one. You start to, she's like, fuck this guy's pussy. No. Be strong, right? She cries like, hey, it'll be all right. Right? No different than you would a dude. That's like the one time I give you permission to treat your chick like a dude, right? Is if she starts crying, right? If your boy was crying, if your buddy's crying, just be like, hey, be all right, man. You'll get over her. Be all right. Right? Give him a little pat, a little shoulder rub. That's about it. You're not going to be like, oh, buddy, I'm with you, man. I'll cry with you, buddy. No. Right? You have to be strong. You have to be a man about it. So, as always, let me know what you think about her little manipulation tactic, her little cry test that she's teaching females to use on men. So horrible, by the way. So horrible she would teach other young women to do this to dudes. Like, oh, let me do the cry test. Because chicks are going to do this to you by default. Right? They're just going to cry on you by default. And it's usually when you're doing things right. Let me tell you guys, before we close this up, when a chick is crying over you, it's usually because she's into you, right? And you're upsetting her. That's the good thing. It's like, this chick is into you if she's crying over you. Because, I'll tell you right now, all those beta orbiters in her friend zone, all those simps that she's ignoring, that are like, I'm your just platonic friend, she ain't crying over those guys. She will never shed a tear for any one of those guys. But for you, she will. So that's how you know that she's into you, right? You got her, is when she starts crying. So that's our little cry test. That's our little cry test as men. Once a chick starts crying around us, no, we know she cares. She cares a little too much. Right? Cares a little too much. But, again, drop your comments below. Let me know what you think about her little rant as well as my own. Drop those comments in the comment section. I love to read them. I love to respond to them.
With that said, I'm going to wrap up here. Until next time,
This is M from the 33 Secrets. Do not forget to destroy that like button below. I want you to destroy it, guys. Please destroy that like button for me. Do it for the DeLorean. Do it for Cash and Gizmo. Just destroy that like button. Do it now. Also, hit that notification bell right next to it so that you're notified whenever I release a brand new coaching video here on the YouTube. More importantly, guys, please make sure you subscribe to my channel. Helps me out with the YouTube algorithm, especially because they don't like me doing coaching videos like this. They don't want to promote me anymore. So I need you guys to help me out. And the way you can help me out is by subscribing to my channel. Okay, it's free. It doesn't cost anything. So hit that subscribe button right now so you could get more free, high-value content from me at no cost just by being a subscriber of the 33 Secrets. And for you guys who want to support my work and all this red pill, gold pill, and platinum pill content that I am teaching you on the YouTube even further, the best way to do that is by jumping into my monthly online coaching program, 7 Months to Mastery, where I'm teaching guys just like you how to go out there and approach and close the hottest, youngest, and most beautiful looking women on the planet. I'm talking about 8s, 9s, and 10s, the same exact type of women that myself and all of my coaching students all around the world are out there approaching and closing every single week. And I kid you not, we are making this happen every single week, regardless of what racial division is going on in the world, kind of virus is going on in the world. It doesn't matter. We are continuing to live our lives and making things happen 24/7, 365 days a year, all around the world, in all 4 corners of the world. And I want you to join my tribe. I want you to join our crew. I want you to become one of us. And the way you do that is by jumping into 7 Months of Mastery. And right now it's only $1 for the entire first month of mastery coaching lessons from me. And all you need to do to get signed up is click that link below in my description box. It will take you over to my website where you can get signed up right now. It just takes 2 seconds. So do that now and I will see you in my next coaching video. Say goodnight to the DeLorean. Good night, DeLorean. Good night, stainless steel. Back to the future dream. Good night. Good night.
So the answer to the first part of this question is no, my boyfriend is not the one who gave me herpes. And then for the second part of this question, I have him right here so he can answer. So how do you feel about me having herpes and dating me?
Yeah, oh, it doesn't bother me. I think what bothers me is somebody lied to her about having it and then spread it. But, you know, you're always aware there's a little bit of inherent risk, but it's worth it. And, you know, she's the best, so it's not a problem.
All right, so there you have it.
He said, and I quote, "It's worth it. She's the best, so it's not a problem." Wow. Guys, is the bar set that low? Are men that thirsty? Are men that sex deprived? Do you not have options? See, this is what happens when you don't have an abundance mindset. You settle and date and get in committed relationships with women who have sexually transmitted diseases. Women who have slept around, who've been with a lot of different guys. I don't care about the complications that, oh, you could just take cream and pills and so you won't get, you know, any disease or you won't get any breakouts. No, forget that. A woman has something that she got from another man or other men, and she's carrying it to you, and you're saying, well, she's the best. You know, it's not a problem. I love her. This is my woman, so I'll just accept her for who she is. How nasty are you? How weak of a man are you? I mean, is your self-esteem that low that you can't even get any other woman that you accept literally trash? A woman who's tainted for life. And that's what you want? And you're dating that? And the fact that you're on camera, whoever this guy is, with this woman saying, well, I accept her, and he almost looked like a zombie. I accept. That's crazy, man. Guys, if you are in situations like that and you find yourself doing things that are not good for your health, You are going out of your way, doing crazy stuff to see a woman, to be with a woman. Basically, you're just overcompensating and you're putting yourself in bad situations. Leave. Look in the mirror and ask yourself, why am I doing this? Why am I dating a woman who has an STD? Why am I with a woman who has contracted different diseases and different things from men? What about me is telling her and everybody else that I deserve this? He don't even know his worth. Because if he did, he wouldn't settle for a woman like that. And on top of that, he wouldn't get on camera and let everybody know this is the type of creature that he's dating, that he's in a relationship with, that he wants to be with. The nasty secrets women hide from you guys is that they have STDs, they have STIs. See, women love to have unprotected sex. Don't listen, trust me. They love it. They're not going to stop because it feels good. They love when that load gets shot in them. And I'm be honest, guys, a lot of women, if you even tell them, hey, I have this, if they're attracted to you enough and they have high interest, they would not even care about having raw sex with you. It's sad. It makes you want to throw up. But this is where things have come. Men are so desperate. They want love. They want companionship so bad that they result to things like this. And honestly, he doesn't look like a bad looking guy. Look like he can get girls, right? So why is he with that female? Why is he with a woman who's trash, who has a disease that she's going to carry around for the rest of her life? And you don't know what else disease she has. Why would he suscept himself to that and open himself up to him having bumps on his genitals? Him scratching and burning, and it burns when he urinates. Why would he open up himself up to that? You know why? Because he doesn't know his worth. And he defines his worth by being in a relationship. So when you define your worth and your happiness by being in a relationship with another woman, you're going to allow her to do all types of stuff. You're going to settle for anything. You got to say, well, she's cute, or the sex is great, so she's the one for me. And to be honest with you, translation, basically what he was saying is, the reason why I say it's worth it, she's great, she's good, is because he's talking about the sex is worth it. This is what happens when you don't get sex often. You settle for trash. You settle for anything. Any woman that gives you some sort of feminine attention, some sort of validation, any woman who gives you sex, you just say, okay, well, this is going to be the one for me. And I'm going to be honest, most women have more sexual experience than the average man. By far. Their body count is far higher. So when a guy who doesn't hook up with women like that, who doesn't have experience, what's going to happen is he's going to get with one of those women who have high body counts and crazy experience in the bedroom. And since he hasn't experienced that level of sexuality, when she really puts it on him in the bedroom, he's gonna be like, oh, wow. Oh, I don't care if you had that STD. I don't care if you have that. Oh, okay, you're mine. And he's going to be so smitten. He's going to be so in love. And he's going to look past all her flaws, all her diseases, all her nasty secrets, all her damage and baggage and everything, all her debt. He's going to look past all that because the sex is great and he doesn't get it that often. And he thinks he can't attract a woman who's quality. Because a quality woman doesn't have STDs and STIs. She uses protection if she gets down like that, but still, she's just not out here going in raw on different things. And yes, you can contract things if you do wear a condom here and there, but the chances are extremely low. So I guarantee you that female that he's with, his girlfriend that he's so proud of, that he's dating, she was out here bouncing from dude to dude, going in raw. They just pet, just shooting loads at her. And she don't even care. This is what happens, man, when you settle for that, when you don't know your worth. Millennial women, they have the highest body counts. They are the most promiscuous because they think, okay, well, me being sexually open means I'm empowered, means that I'm in tune with my body, that I love myself. Guys, if you are with a woman right now or you are having raw sex, I urge you to get a test, a full screening done, because it's your health that matters. She doesn't matter. Listen, that quick euphoria, that dopamine hit when you bust your nut, what does that really mean? Do you take that over your health? I mean, what if she has something that's really detrimental to your health, that can really erode and deteriorate? Yeah, they have different serums and pills and treatments that can, kind of nullify the side effects. But still, why would you want that in your system, in your bloodstream? Just think about that. Here's the funny thing. She doesn't even respect him because he doesn't even respect himself. See, it looks like that, oh, she's happy and everything's cool. But deep down, she's looking at that simp like, you really accepted me that I have all these different things going on in my life? I have this STD that I can't get rid of. And she's looking at him like, man, you got to be a fool. But in his eyes, the simp, the beta male's eyes, he think that he's found gold. But he literally just went dumpster diving. I can see if he was like, okay, I'm smashing a chick on the low. She has something, but I'm not going to claim her. This man is claiming her. He's dating her. He's in a relationship, and he had the nerve to get on camera like this. Guys, go get a full screening. If you are going in raw with women right now and you think, okay, well, I'm immune, I'm Superman, roo-rah, I ain't gonna get nothing. If I do get something, I'll take a couple pills and I'll be good. No, there's things out there that you can't get rid of. And it's going to be in your system for the duration of your life. And you're going to be passing around to different people. Make sure you protect yourself. You not only got to protect your health, but you got to protect your seed. That's what really matters in life. Your health and your seed and your signature. Okay? So guys, make sure that you're not settling for trash. That you're not devaluing yourself. That you're not disrespecting not just yourself, your family, your last name, and your health, because that's just sick. Why would you, just think how weak you have to be. How inexperienced you have to be to settle and be with a woman who has something that she can't cure, that she can't get rid of. Now, don't tell her what else she has, but the fact that it still remains. He has low self-esteem. See, guys, it's not necessarily about your looks and everything, because he doesn't look like a bad-looking guy. Your self-esteem matters. Knowing who you are and your value matters. And honestly, he probably think, man, I just struck gold. But he literally is with garbage. How can men recover? You can recover by having standards, by being in control of your sexual urges. Because once you get control of that, you won't make silly, goofy decisions like that sucker did. I mean, look at him. And I guarantee you guys, mark my words, she either sleeping around with other guys or she's going to leave him and break up with him, because he just looks like a beta guy. Just the tone of his voice, and he just, like he's almost like a zombie, like he's a slave to her. This is what happens when you don't have any sort of standards, when you don't understand yourself, and when you are sex deprived and you think that, man, the minute she gives me crazy sex, this is the one. Heck, I've been there a couple times in the past, in my early years, where I got with a woman, the sex is crazy, and I didn't even vet her. I didn't do anything. I'm like, okay, well, she's great. Oh, wow, the sex is amazing. It's mind-blowing. And I'm trying to lock her down and be in a relationship with her. It's crazy. It's mind-blowing the things that a man would do for sex, for companionship, for quote-unquote love. He would overlook a whole bunch of crap because he doesn't understand his worth and the value he brings to this world and to another woman's life. So he settles for trash.
Sitting here trying to understand why I look this good and I am this single. Like, I have my own money, I have my own mind, I have my own business, but I don't have my own man. Like, help!
That's the mindset of most modern women today. They think because they have their own job, their own degree, their own car, their own money, their own business, that's going to attract the man. See, ladies, you keep using masculine traits, things that you would want in a man. to try to attract the man. That's not going to work. That's not how we think. Us men want sex, silence, and sandwiches. Fit, feminine, and friendly. So if you think that your money is going to get a man to want to be with you, no, you're going to attract the homeless man. You're going to attract the guy who's probably incarcerated. You can put money on his books. A guy who doesn't really have his own life, who doesn't have a place to live. And that's the type of guy that you're going to be with. You're not going to be able to attract the guy who's high value, who has his own business, who has his own life, who has his own money and everything like that. Because there has to be a yin and a yang to everything, ladies. You can't be a masculine female and try to attract a masculine man. Because a masculine alpha male, he's going to want a calm presence. He's not going to want a woman who's just pretty. Like, that's old. Like, you ladies continue to believe that because I look so pretty and because I look good with the help of makeup, let's be honest, lashes, lipstick, makeup, that's what helps you. So with the help of all that, that you just deserve a man. Are you women literally are delusional. You have lost it. You don't understand what men want. So the reason why you women are single and you just keep getting pumped and dumped, smashed and dashed, dudes just skeeting on you, busting in your face and just dipping off, is because you're not cooperative. Now notice she says, I have my own money. Let's break that down. A woman having her own money, which means it's your money. Have you heard the phrase a woman uses, my money is my money and your money as a man is hers? So are you coming into my life trying to give me some of that money? Most likely not. You're looking for me to provide and give you a good time and buy you stuff. So that's number one. You have your own money, but that's your money because you don't plan on helping me finance my business. You don't plan on helping me do any of that. So number two, she says she has her own mind. Now this is key. A woman who has her own mind, AKA I'm independent of a man, she will always be single, miserable, and unhappy. Because a woman whose quality is supposed to follow a man. And if you're following a man, that means you're following him. And you're going with his program and his blueprint. See, he has his own mind. When a man who has his life together, who's made something of himself, who's moving up the ladder in life, he doesn't want a woman who has her own mind because you're going to go over here. He's going to be going over here. And he wants a man to follow him and make it easy, because when a woman follows a man, it's exponentially easier for him to navigate through life as opposed to him going this way. And you said, well, I don't want to do that. I don't want to go this way. I'm going over here. And you're making things difficult. Having your own mind, ladies, will keep you single because you think in your rabbit mind, in your peanut head brain, that my way is right. I want to do this. This is why you get so many women who flake on dates, who you set a time, date, place. They say, okay. Then they try to switch it up and say, hey, let's go do this instead. Right? And then you go do that thing and follow her and she ends up not liking you, or you guys end up not hitting it off, or she just ends up like flaking on you anyway and playing games. That's because you're following another woman's mind and another woman's path. Ladies, if you want to keep a high value quality man, act in your feminine. Be a lady and follow a man. That's what you do. Now, number three, she says she has her own business. Are you giving me any part of that business? I mean, what are you going to do? See, that's not what attracts a man. Are you able to cook? Are you able to clean? Are you able to be submissive? I mean, are you able to come around me and give me a good massage? See, these women never talk about feminine traits. Like, these women are raised on the media telling them that act like a lady, but think like a man. Right. So you have your own mind and you want to think like a man. This is what's going to get you. You're going to be alone and you're going to be sitting in your car making videos wondering, why am I still single? I have all these things, but I don't have a man. I don't have my own man. Right. Because you don't possess the necessary traits and the qualities that a man would actually want. You're acting like a man. You're trying to be a man, which is a turnoff. And you got the help of makeup to make you, quote unquote, help you look like more of a lady. But only thing that's doing is making you more delusional. Your looks are not going to pay a man's bills. It's not going to help me out. Like, even sex is not going to help me out. I've never personally slept with a woman and then some money shot out of her hole. Have you guys ever, has that ever happened to you? You smashed and oh, boom, kind of like you put your debit or credit card ATM and then money shoots out. No, that never happens. Now, she might buy you something, but I'm not getting paid to have sex with you. See, if you ladies want a quality man, what are you willing to do to get that guy? Are you willing to do your own thing and say, well, I'm strong and independent, but I just want a man? Or are you willing to fully 100% submit to his blueprint? Are you ready to fully submit to who he is and what he has going on? Because a quality man, a high value man, wants a woman who's supportive, who's a cheerleader. You ladies don't think about that, do you? Because you think about yourself, because you're always in your own mind. And when you think about yourself, you're going to be alone and single, and you're going to be sleeping in the cold bed, and you're going to be getting ran through. See, guys, these type of women that make these videos, they're not talking about that 80%, that bottom 80%. They're talking about that top 20%, and it's crowded up there. Because a man's going to be like, okay, what are you going to bring to my life? Why should I take you in? And most of you women are untrainable. This is why she says she has her own mind, because she cannot be trained. She has the mind of the modern day woman. She doesn't have a mind of a servant, of a woman who's submissive, of a woman who's compliant and cooperative. I could just tell. I could tell that she's combative. She wants to do what she wants to do. She wants to give you a hard time. She wants to test you constantly. I can already tell that's the type of woman, because I see those type of women all the time around here in Chicago where I live. They're everywhere. They want to do what they want to do, but then they still want your money. See, modern women, they want a traditional man. A man who's got to pay the bills, a man who's got to protect and provide. But at the same time, they want to be single and free and do their own thing and not uphold their traditional values as women. What they want to do is they're like, okay, I'll be submissive only if you pay my bills, only if you do all these different things, as opposed to coming to the table and proving themselves that, hey, I'm the type of woman that you want to be with. See, ladies, you want that top 15 to 20% of men. That's understandable. But what are you willing to do to get that top guy to commit to you? That's the question. What are you gonna do? Are you just gonna say, I'm bringing I'm single and independent, and I got some makeup on, and I'm look pretty? Your looks mean nothing to a guy who gets a lot of women. To a guy who approaches women, who's able to interact with women from different countries and cities and areas and backgrounds, it's nothing for me to get women. So in my mind, I'm so busy, I got so much stuff going on. What are you gonna do that's gonna put you above all these other women? Because you want a top guy like myself. You want a guy who's in that top threshold, that's worked hard and did a lot of different things. So what are you gonna do to get that guy? Do you think you just deserve him? Do you think that because you look pretty and your looks and your body, that's gonna secure a guy? No, it'll secure a guy for the first night. It'll secure a guy and keep around for about a month or two. And guess what? After he's done with you, because there's nothing else to you, you're not fun, you have no personality, what's gonna happen is he's gonna say, you know what? This woman is kind of a burden. This woman is not, she ain't really who I wanna be with. And here's the key to men. We know pretty much right away if you're long-term material. We'll do a few different tests. We'll ask you different things. And we'll put you in a category of I'm just gonna smash and hook up. Or I'm gonna, I wanna, take this woman serious and take her under my wing and hire her. We already know. So ladies, the reason why you're single is because you're not being a lady. Because you're not trying to be submissive. You're trying to do your own thing. You have your own mind. You don't ask what a man wants. You're not peaceful to be around.
I don't want to hear, oh, why men always have to pay. Because women are the prize. I'm not going half. I'm not tipping. I'm not, oh, my turn. I'm not your girlfriend, okay? McDonald's don't suffice for me no more. I'm grown. I'm grown.
I'm grown. I'm grown. I'm grown. Oh, man, I must have watched that part at least a dozen times, guys. But in all seriousness, there are two types of women that you are going to encounter in your life. The first type is the one you just saw. She's making demands. She's telling you what she's going to do, what she's not going to do. You meet her and she's always changing plans. She's manipulating the situation. It's kind of like a pay for play. The sex will always be transactional. She'll tell you something like, a real man is supposed to do this. If you're a real man, you'll buy me this. A real man is supposed to take care of my kids. A real man is supposed to do all these silly things that a real man is supposed to do. And the reason why she's saying that is because she can't do that herself. So when women say a real man is supposed to, she's just looking for a sucker. A man who doesn't know his value, a guy who doesn't know his worth. So most guys think that, okay, well, I'm a real man. Let me go out of my way and do this. Let me pay for it. Let me pull out a chair. Let me open the door. Let me do all this stuff like that. All the while, they're not living a traditional lifestyle. See, these women want to have their cake and eat it too. They want a traditional man. They want a man who's going to court them, who's going to buy them stuff, who's going to do all this stuff. But they live a strong and independent diva lifestyle. That's secure the bag type of lifestyle. Hot girl summer, right? Now, I did a little research on that female, and I kid you not, she is a video vixen, right? Listen, that's not the type of woman a real man will want to actually deal with in court and really entertain and invest in. That type of female, she's a streetwalker. She runs the streets. She cannot be trusted, okay? Now, this second type of woman, she's rare. It's few and far between, but I dealt with a handful of those in my life. This is the type of woman that you want to keep around, okay? Because she's always going to invest in you. She's always going to be asking, hey, do you need anything? I'm on the way to your house. Hey, I was at the store and I saw this hat. I was at the store and I saw this shirt that I think you like. I picked it up for you, babe. Hey, I saw these pair of shoes. They look really nice. I thought you like them. And she'll surprise you with different things because she's investing in you. She's investing in the situation. That type of woman, she actually values masculinity. So she'll do different things. She'll show you her appreciation. She'll cook for you. She's not going to be demanding. Matter of fact, when she goes out, when both of you guys go out, she'll say, hey, oh, I got it this time, right? She'll say, okay, I got the tip. She'll treat you. See, that type of female, she's not willing to do that. And I dealt with both types. Most of us have dealt with both types in some shape, form, or fashion, right? And that woman that you really want to deal with, that you really want on your team, is the type of woman who's going to say, hey, I know you took care of it last time, or let me take care of it. Or, hey, I know this restaurant I think we like to go. Hey, babe, let's go try it out. Let's go do this. That's the type of woman that you want to keep around, right? Because the other type is the leech. The female you just saw, all she wants to is extract. She wants to take from you. She wants to do all she can to get from you and to receive. But guess what she doesn't want to do? She's not going to submit to you. She's not going to follow your lead. She's not going to comply. She's not going to be cooperative. She's not going to do any of that. Only thing she wants is your resource. Only thing she wants is the stuff that you've worked hard for. And after that, she's gone. And usually her attitude is like, what you mean? What do I got to bring to the table? What? And she's always upset. She's always nagging because deep down, that type of female, they don't like men. They don't like masculinity. They just want traditional benefits. This is why, guys, that type of woman, she would destroy your life. I've been with a few of those in my life, and they're really good looking. That female wasn't. She just got a ton of makeup on, right? And what happens is every time you guys hang out, she's always asking, so where we going? And you're like, we just went out. Or she's like, hey, babe, I want to try this new restaurant. You're like, okay, she looks good. So, all right, let's go here. And you always seem like you're doing something to try to keep her around. Or it seems like that every time you guys have sex, before you do, you always are doing something. You're always trying to make her happy, trying to butter her up. as opposed to her just said, hey, you know, wanting to hang out with you, want to hook up with you, want to have sex free of charge. Guys, you don't owe a woman anything. Zero. You don't owe her anything. I don't care what she says. She said, oh, I'm having sex. No, because you don't want to be in a situation with a woman where it's transactional, where you guys are hanging out and you buying her stuff, you doing all stuff like that, and then she's giving you sex. That's the worst type of woman you want to be with. The type of woman that's going to destroy your life and make your life hell and give you a lot of headaches and just make you miserable and drain you of your happiness, your resources, your joy, is that type of woman you just seen. And they're running everywhere around here. Because now they're like, okay, you know what? I'm tired of working. I'm tired of paying my stuff. I'm tired of doing. Now I want a man that's going to take care of me. And now they'll dress up and they'll disguise themselves and wear a mask and act like, oh, I want a real man to do this. Oh, you got to take me out. You got to do this. But then after so long, that mask will come off. And if you try to say, hey, you know, I'm looking for this, or I want a woman to do this, she'll get mad. She'll be like, what, do what? Because she's not a traditional woman. She's a modern woman. She just wants to just extract from you. She just wants to use you. And after she done use you, she's just going to get mad at you if you ask for anything. And she's going to just, I'm out of here. And she's on to the next guy. That type of woman you just seen, she lives an unfulfilling life. Because she goes around from guy to guy her entire life. And she just looks to use men. It's not even a good life for that type of female. Because she could actually be living a traditional life and doing what she's supposed to do and getting the benefits of being a girlfriend or a wife. But she's like, okay, you know what? I want to maintain my independence. I want to maintain my freedom from men, but I still want you to give me dinners. I still want you to buy me drinks. I still want you to buy me gifts, but I ain't trying to listen to you, dude. I ain't trying to submit. What you mean submit? And you need to avoid those type of women. If it feels like that you're paying for everything, guys, if it feels like that you're doing a whole bunch of stuff in order to keep this girl around or girls, or you're just going out of your way, and it feels like, man, I'm doing a lot, and I thought we just went out last weekend. I thought we just went out a few days ago. Now she want to go out. Now she asked me for this. Now she's saying, oh, pay for my nails, pay for my pedicure, my makeup. And you're like, man. And you look at your account, you're like, bro, seem like I'm losing more than I'm actually gaining. And you're like, and you're contemplating about life and getting rid of her. Like, man, how would it be if she wasn't around? Get rid of that woman. Because I'm telling you, there are actually women out there who's going to pay the tip, who's going to plan dates, who's going to plan trips. Trust me, I dealt with them. There are women out there who are going to buy you stuff. I deal with those women. And those are the only type of women you actually want in your life, because they're actually investing. They're actually saying, you know what? I value you, male. I value you, dude. I enjoy being around you. I want to show you that I'm not just here to scam you. I want to show you that I'm just not looking for a sponsor. So what I'm going to do as a woman is I'm going to pitch in here. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Because here's the thing. Most of these women have jobs. They have money. But what they want is your money. And they want to keep their money and their resources to themselves. And the reason why they do this is, number one, because they're selfish. And number two, above all, because they want a way out. See, when somebody invests in something, man or woman, they don't want to typically leave that easy. They're not going to like, okay, I'm out of here. Man, forget this. Because they put in the effort. They put in the resources. They put in the time, attention, and the work. So they're not going to just up and leave. Those type of women want an out. They want an escape route. They want to be able to just up and leave, because they know that, man, if I don't invest in anything, if I don't buy anything, if I don't do anything for him, if I don't pay for the tip or dinner or just do anything, what's going to happen is it's going to be easy for me to leave. And it's going to be hard for him to leave. This is how these women get you guys. So, brothers, make sure you avoid that type of woman. I know it's kind of hard for most of you to understand. You're like, man, I never dealt with a woman who has bought me much. She probably bought me some slippers or a shirt or a drill or something like that. No, there's women out there who will spend hundreds of dollars on you, who will do a lot of stuff for you, who will care about you, who would say, you know what? I saw this at the store. Let me get this for you. There are women out there like that. Only deal with those women.
Okay, so I realized yesterday just how damaged I was from all these fucked up, toxic, abusive relationships. I'm talking to a guy. We are not even dating, but I'm finding out every day that he's just perfect in every way possible. And I didn't hear from him all day because he was busy. He was busy. But I went straight to toxic mode and thought, I'm gonna fuck this up today. I'm gonna fuck this up the fastest way I know how, and that's overthinking. And I had to take a step back and understand that I deserve the good. I have worked hard to be the best person I can be, and ladies, we have got to stop overthinking. There are good guys out there and they will treat us right, so stop, please.
I don't know if you guys remember, but not too long ago, I dissected a video of another female who had similar nail polish, black, that symbolizes toxicity, damage, trauma, the things that she's been through in life. She needs to see a therapist. This is the same type of female who has black nail polish. That's a caution sign, that's a danger sign, along with colored hair, buzzed hair, father not in her life, hairy legs, stuff like that. That means she has a lot going on internally that she needs to really sort out. So you must avoid these type of women. Now, this female, she's coming out telling you guys that, man, I've been through a lot of different things in my life with different guys. Women usually choose guys based on emotion. They don't choose guys based on logic. So if you can stir up a woman's emotions and make them feel good and make them up and down and be mysterious and all these different things, you're going to really have her hooked. But the thing about those guys is those are the bad boys, the jerks, the guys who don't really care about them. So these women are being pumped and dumped, ran through. And over time, it's eroding their self-esteem. It's breaking them down. It's causing them to overthink. Because she said, you know, he's not even doing anything. He's the perfect guy. This is another female who's talking about, I have a great guy. He's a perfect guy. He's a good man. And I'm just overthinking, right? Because she had a lot of different things happen with different guys where they probably use her up, abuse her, maybe verbally, mentally, physically. Who knows what happened? She knows. But now she's overthinking. She's just like, okay, I'm cautious. Is this guy got to do the same thing? This is why, remember, a woman's history is important, very important. Don't let her tell you or anybody else say, well, what happened in the past is in the past. She's with me now. No, those same issues are going to come to your doorstep, are going to be in your life if she doesn't sort that out. So you're going to be just at work. You're going to be probably at the gym. You're going to probably be over here doing something with family. And then a female is just going to text you out of the blue, you know, where are you at? What's going on? Do you care about me? And you're like, what do you mean? Do I care about you? Have you guys dealt with that? You're probably out doing something productive, got your hobby going, maybe at a sporting event. And then the girl you're dating or seeing, it's kind of early stages. And she's just kind of, you know, on eggshells. She's texting you a lot. She's calling you. She's Snapchatting you. She's extremely clingy. Or she's just, you know, around you and she just messes stuff up. And you're like, what's going on? I thought everything was good. And wait, we having sex, we having a good time, we going on dates. What happened? And she'll self-sabotage. That's because most of these women, they have never really had a stable, consistent relationship with the guy. So when they get to you, you can be the perfect guy. You can be tall, you can be attractive, you can be in shape, you can have a good education, job, own place, own car. They'll still find a way to mess it up. Haven't you guys been experienced that with women? You know, everything is cool and you keep meeting women who just mess stuff up. You're like, what's going on? Their emotions are haywire. They're up and down. That's because they have entertained so many different dudes over the years prior to meeting you that all those different spirits, all those different energies are all coming to you. Now it's still inside her. Now you got to be like, okay, well, let me sort it out. Everything will be okay. And things are just brewing. A dude abused her, a dude cheated on her, or a dude was toxic she really liked. And now she's, you know, just on eggshells. She's just shaking, kind of like she has the tremors or she's having the seizures. You know, I remember I dealt with a woman a while back, years ago, really pretty girl. And I remember we were laying together and we're just hanging out, and I remember I touched her arm and she like jumped. Like, and she started with just like shivering and I'm like, what's going on? You know, what happened? I just kind of dug deeper. She's like, yeah, I was abused by a couple guys. But that was the end of that. It didn't last too long because she was always just bringing up things that happened in the past. She was just damaged goods. She was just, garbage, basically. So she was attractive. A lot of these women, they're cute girls. They're decent looking. But because they chase so many bad boys, they chase so many dudes who didn't want them, now they get with a quality guy, a good guy like you, then they'll just mess stuff up. And they're like, oh man, and now they're back on the market because they need that toxicity again. Because remember, once a woman has that sort of negative energy, that friction in her life for so long, when she gets stability and a guy who's on a straight and narrow, who's going somewhere in life, she's gonna be like, well, this is odd. What's going on? And she's gonna be like, you know, this is not gonna work out. I need space. Because she's so used to being herky-jerky. A dude is not there today. A dude is there tomorrow. You're just a consistent guy. You set up 1 or 2 dates a week. And now she's like, he's consistent. I never had this. Because most women don't understand what consistency is. They chase the bad boys. They chase the jerks. The guys who are really attractive. The guys who have a harem of women. And those females are trying to lock those dudes down. But in the process of them doing that, trying to slay that dragon, they're getting damaged. They're getting just ran down. So they come to you and they're like, okay, I'm expecting some toxicity. I'm expecting him to argue with me. And if he doesn't, then I'm going to leave because this is off. He's a calm guy. He's laid back. He's chill. He's cool. He's a perfect dude. But it's like a robot. They malfunction because they're not used to that software. They're not used to something being smooth. They're not used to having a guy with a good foundation. They're used to just rocky road and up and down, bumpy, and you're just like this. You got your 9 to 5, got your business. You're like, hey, what's up? You want a girl who, you know, who's just cool, calm, collective, consistent, not argumentative. And then she's around you. She starts to push on you. She starts to just poke at you. I remember I dealt with a woman like that in the past. Good looking girl. And she just, you know, we sitting down on the couch and she just like started poking at me. I'm like, what are you doing? Like she just started, you know, nudging me. And I'm like, what the heck is going on? I'm like, stop doing that. And she just, you know, kneeing me. I'm like, yo, what the heck is going on? And more often than not, that's because she dealt with a lot of different dudes who most likely was like that. Who like to wrestle, who like to just, you know, put her in chokeholds, all types of crazy stuff, man. These women choose some of the worst guys in the world because, again, it's based on how they feel, not what's right. Based on emotion, not with logic. This is why a father is important. Heck, a while back now, they still probably got it going on. But many years back, it used to be common where a guy or a female will bring a guy and then the father would say, okay, this guy, he's a quality dude to go out on a first date, second date with. Now these females are just getting with a whole bunch of dudes. The father ain't vetting. The father probably not there for whatever reason. And now they're just getting banged by this dude, by this dude, by this dude, by this dude. They have no real foundation. They don't know, you know, how to be in a relationship. They don't know who to choose. So they're being just ran through, pumped and dumped, smashed and dashed. And then that's just breaking their spirit because it's not meant for women to date a lot of different guys. It's not meant for them to get ran through. It's not meant for them to be sexually liberated and be free and then come out on the right side normal. Us men, we can smash, we can hook up with chicks. We can have sex about 100, 200, 300 chicks. And then we still be fine. A woman, all it takes is one dude for her to be imprinted by that guy. And that guy maybe just leaves her or they break up, whatever the issue is. Maybe he's abusive, maybe she's abusive, right? And now she's damaged for life because that one relationship that required love and emotion that she got so much of, her first situation, now that's sticking with her for the rest of her life. Guys, make sure you vet these women because if you don't, they're going to be self-sabotaging your relationships, the situations. They're just going to say, well, I need space. You're like, what's going on? Or they say, this is not working out. We're not on the same page. You're like, what are you talking about? We just, and you're looking at text messages. You're thinking like, what is going on? Right? Because she's so used to different flavors of men. She's so used to getting ran through, abused, verbally, mentally, physically, all types of stuff. So now she's like, Darius doesn't give me that sort of wishy-washy, up and down physicality, that abuse, that verbal tongue lashing like I got from my ex-boyfriends. So I'm leaving. I gotta go find that.
Clean up, Puran. This is a mess. What is this? I wish for this to be clean.
Yes, princess.
Pick it up. Crawl on the floor like a dog. I want you to be my horse. I need a step stool. Hold on. I need to put my foot on something. Ah.
Ah! Ah!
Go. You throw that banana at me, I will have the horses rip you apart 5 times. 5 limbs, you know, your head, your legs, your arms.
No! Princess, I have done what you asked for.
Okay, now you have to wash my feet. Wash my feet for me. I demand a bucket of water with the finest soap. I want you to wash my feet by hand. I demand that you wash my feet well.
Only 2 women I have washed their feet for. You?
Your mom.
Yeah! Mother's Day.
Are you enjoying yourself? Is your life fun?
No!
You don't like being a servant?
No, I don't want to.
Why?
I'm not a simp.
Come closer, okay? Come here. Just come here.
No!
What's wrong with my foot? You don't like it?
I want to take a rest.
Servants don't rest. Who said you could? Who said you were allowed to eat those?
Can I eat those, princess?
Sure. Only because of my great grace, beauty, and kindness that I allow you to eat such food. That is a delicacy that you are not allowed to have. Simps may only have bananas and rice. I want you to kneel and ask for forgiveness for your actions today. I want you to knee tall.
What did I do wrong?
You have been being rude and doing things without me telling you to. Just like right now, drinking water, you didn't ask. Did you ask to use the bathroom? No. So you better knee tall.
It's a torture. Oh.
Put your head on the ground.
What?
Keep doing that. 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Become my footrest, please. I need a footrest. Make yourself a stool. Yeah, there you go. See? Not too bad. It's like a plank, except with some extra weight. How do you feel about this? This challenge?
I feel like a simp.
Okay. Do you ever want to be a simp?
No. Yes.
Okay. You no longer have to be a simp. I free you of servitude.
Yeah!
We will now end the video. Goodbye. Good job. Alright, goodbye, simp.
Goodbye.
The crazy things men do for love, man. Guys want companionship so bad. They want sex so bad. They want a woman to lay next to so badly that they will put up with stuff like that. Now, a lot of you guys are going to comment and say, man, Darius, they just having fun, man. They've been in a relationship. They're probably married. They're having a good time. No, man. You're not looking under the surface. You're just looking at it and just having a good laugh and think that, oh, they're just together. They always play like that. No, you don't play like that. That's not how a relationship should be ran. See, the reason why most women want relationships is because they want to treat guys like that. This is why if you hear a woman say, oh, I'm looking for something long term, or I'm dating with a purpose, or I'm looking for my soulmate, I'm a hopeless romantic, and they're trying to lock you down for relationships, most times they want to treat you like that. That is the epitome of how most relationships are behind closed doors. Believe it or not, she has him by the balls, and she's telling him, you better do this, you do that. Now, it's funny, and you're like, you know, it's just joking, right? It's just joking. No, you don't joke like that. That's how she feels about him. Deep down, she just happened to put him on camera and get a good laugh out of him. Yeah, do this, do that. And most women are going to look at that video and say, yeah, that's the type of man I want. I want a guy who's going to be a simp. I want a guy who's going to be a servant. Women can never stay attracted to you if you do that stuff. If you allow her to record you and treat you like trash, even if it's joking. Because I notice about women, if you let them joke one time, if you let them get away with something one time, oh man, they're going to keep doing it. They're going to remember that, oh, he didn't check me. Okay, I'm going to do it again a few weeks later, a few months later. I'm going to do that again. And it's going to be a snowball effect. That video is hard to watch because that's how most men are in relationships doing. They're doing the exact same stuff. A servant. They're doing anything they can to please her, to make her happy, to keep the relationship going because they have one-nighters and they have a scarcity mindset. Yeah, you can laugh at that video all you want. Like, yeah, they just joking around. They're in a relationship. No, that's actually how their situation is. To be honest with you, that's how most guys are in relationships. They're doing silly stuff like that. Honey-do lists and happy wife, happy life, and doing anything they possibly can to make their woman happy, to keep them around because they're sex deprived. Guys, let this be a lesson for you. There's always truth in humor. So yeah, that's funny. A little, he look at him, look at the guy, he's just joking around. No, man. That's how the relationship usually is going behind closed doors. And the fact that she recorded him, the fact that she had the audacity to film that man doing all that stuff, I could see, oh, she's just having him doing it and she's not recorded. She recorded it for the world to see. She's letting the world know it. Look, guys, I bagged a slave. Look, everyone, I bagged a simp. Look, everyone, oh, I caught a beta male. Oh, there you go. Guys, you're more valuable than that. Okay? You have to respect yourself. You have to know your worth, because if you don't know your worth, you're going to be in situations just like that. And if you think that's bad, I've had consultations with men who are doing a lot worse stuff than that. I'm talking about just trying to please their woman. And if you try to make a woman happy, what's going to happen is you're going to be miserable, because women are never happy. This is why you have to put yourself first. What should actually be happening is she should be serving him. The role should be reversed in that video. Because I guarantee you, he's paying all the bills. He's buying all the food. He's putting the roof over her head. He's paying the majority of stuff. So why is it that he's doing that for her and she's not doing that for him? It's because so many men think that having a woman around completes them. Being in a relationship with a woman is like the end-all be-all of life. This is what I strive to be in, is a relationship and be a servant. Listen, don't be a pack mule. Make sure she's doing that for you. Because trust me, there's a lot of women who will do that for the guy that they're really attracted to. And here's the thing, here's how attraction works. If she's not really into you, she's going to have you do a lot of that silly stuff. She's going to have you demean yourself. She's going to talk down to you. Now, it might seem jokingly, but there's truth in that. That's how that stuff is actually going in their relationship behind closed doors. Guys, make sure you're respecting yourself. Make sure you value yourself, because if you don't, you're going to be doing stuff like that. for shits and giggles. You're going to be just, yeah, I'll do this to throw it up on social media. And here's the thing about social media and how women get their likes and their views and their attention. I notice they always have to have their boyfriend, their husband, their significant other doing something inhumane, demeaning themselves, treating themselves like trash, just disrespecting themselves. This is how a lot of women get their traction on their social media platforms. Have a guy serve me. Have a guy treat me like a queen. Have a guy put his head and touch his head on the floor. Have a guy worship me. This is how women get their value. Guys, know who you are and make sure you're not allowed any type of woman to just treat you any type of way because it's funny. Haha, come on, babe, let's do this. I've seen so many different jokes and pranks being done on boyfriends and husbands. I seen one where a guys are sitting in the car and it went viral a while back, and the woman is getting her purse and just whacking their boyfriend in the face. I mean, I'm quite sure it's still online somewhere, and just literally whacking her in the face. She's sitting passenger, he's driving, and then she's like, oh, wait a minute, and she just getting her purse and whacking him in the face like she's checking something. Guys, make sure your woman is always respecting you. Don't allow her to joke with you, okay? Because if you let a woman joke with you, they'll take it way too far and they'll start disrespecting you more and more. In your mind, you think, oh, it's just fun. It's all games. There's more to there's other stuff to do that's fun besides a woman disrespecting you and you being treated like trash. Find something else to do. If it feels like, oh, she wants to do some social media trick to try to get views and at the same time emasculate me, let her go, dude. Just walk away. It's not worth it. Because guess what? The internet is forever. And people, they're laughing, but they're starting to think, is that how their situation really is? And when people are going to see you out and about in public, they're going to be thinking, yeah, that video went viral. That's funny. But, man, she run your relationship, dude. Do she? Do she really run it? I mean, is she really in control, man? And you're like, no, man, it was just a video. But guess what? You can't escape that video. This is why you have to set the stage with women. Never allow them to play any silly jokes. Never allow them to disrespect you. Never allow a woman to emasculate you.
I came home to a bunch of bills and I don't have money to pay for it, and my parents want to help me pay for it, but I feel bad making them do that because it's sort of like more my problem. And also I don't think they know how much money I owe like the city of Philadelphia in parking. Like it's gotta be in the thousands at this point, like. And I'm not paying $1,000 in parking fees. That's fucked up. That's fucked up. So, modern problems requires modern solutions. And I think I'm just going to hide these in my car's cabin and pretend like I never saw them. That way my parents will never see them laying out either. And then they'll never bug me about it.
A few moments later.
As a hoe in the game for quite a long time now, I played all kinds of cards, you guys. Like, all kinds of cards. Like the nerdy card, the cool card, bad bitch card, smart girl card, independent girl card, weak girl card. I don't fucking know. I played everything. My primary goal and my definition of success is dating the richest guy. I'm not saying the cutest, richest guy in the fucking area. Okay, and let me tell you, it's not the bad bitch card that gets me anywhere. It's not any other card, but it's the innocent card. the innocent, cute girl, like, oh, and I think maybe it has to do with the Asian looks too, but like the kawaii cute. Oh my god, attracting Jeff Bezos left and right. The bad bitch card, I played it for a long time because I thought it was attracting the guys that I wanted, but no, they're all fucking broke. They're broke and they want an independent bad bitch to pay for them.
This video is very disturbing and telling at the same time. I'm gonna highlight certain things that you probably missed out on so you can understand how women view the world, how they view society, and ultimately how they view us men. Totally different from how we view them. We have accountability. Us men, we have to produce, we have to become something, we have to contribute to society to gain our value. Women don't have to do that. They just pretty much exist, and they are there to leech and survive on everybody around them, including their parents. Now, the first thing I noticed, if you missed out on it, was the cross she was wearing. She's trying to signal that she's a pure girl, that she's a good girl, that, hey, I'm a religious girl, despite all my shortcomings, despite all my bills, despite me not taking accountability for my parking tickets and all the stuff I owe, look, I'm still a good girl. That's number one. The second thing I noticed was she's still living in her parents' house. And she's like, oh man, I look at all the stuff that I have to pay, and wow, and she's living there and she's not able to get out. She's not able to make it on her own. She's a horrible spender. She's a bad decision maker, right? Now, that next clip was even more disturbing because she's basically telling you, yes, she wants a wealthy guy. She wants a guy who has a lot of money, but she was telling you that, look, I've slept around. I've been through my promiscuous stage. I've put on a lot of different masks. I was the good girl. I was the nice girl. I was the bad girl. I was all these different girls. But now I found and I cracked the code, and I know what type of mask I should wear to secure a guy who has a lot of resources. Because again, she can't take care of herself. Women are horrible when it comes to bills, when it comes to spending, when it comes to decision making, because it's all driven on impulse and how they feel. They're emotional spenders and they do a lot of silly things. Now, I guarantee you, if she didn't live with her parents or whoever she was living with, she would have paid those parking tickets. But she's like, well, heck, since I, live under somebody else's roof and she most likely doesn't pay rent, doesn't pay mortgage, doesn't pay any bills at her parents' house, she's like, I don't need to pay these parking tickets, right? That's the lack of responsibility that most women have. So now when it comes to them going out in the mating and dating scene, they view everything as transactional. Because prior to meeting you, they have a lot of debt. They have a lot of things going on. This is why I tell you guys, you need to look into a women's history. Stop being blinded by their image, because that's what most women want you to be blinded by. Speaking of image, most of guys want an Asian woman. She's Vietnamese, right? And most guys are like, oh man, she looks good. And she's this type of girl that I really want. She's foreign, but you got to look out for those too. Every woman has issues, right? So don't get blinded by her beauty and her being foreign and her being from a different country. And you think that, oh, she's easily able to be trained and everything like that. No, most of these women have a lot of stuff going on, but they know how to spot weak betas. They know how to spot dudes who have googly eyes, who are like, oh wow, she looks so good. She's this, she's that, she's slim, and you look over all the flaws and all the red flags. So what you do is you're like, man, I want this girl, and then you take her in, and you realize that, this girl, she's a scam artist. She has a lot of issues. She has a lot of baggage. She has parking tickets, and you probably marry her, and you realize that she has a lot of student loan debt. I didn't know she had all this. She's not a responsible spender. She's a bad decision maker. She has extremely high body count. She slept around a lot of different guys. And I guarantee you, most guys, when they see that woman, she looks like a pure girl. She looks like a foreign, nice little cutie, a little thin body, and she's from a different country, Vietnamese, she has to be a good girl, right? Guys, the most innocent of women are the women that actually sleep around, that are very promiscuous. Trust me, the ones you think they don't do anything, Or you're like, oh, she's a cutie. She looked like she's just not about that life. Those are the ones you have to actually worry about, because they give you the illusion like they're good girls, but they know they're not. They can give you this type of illusion. They can sell you, and they can make you think that, oh, they're the dream girl. They're the type of girl that you really want, right? That you've been dreaming about, that you've been really desiring, but they have a lot of baggage and issues. Guys, you have to be wary, and you have to be really awake and aware of what type of women that you're coming into contact with. Because most modern women have the same issues, if not more than she does. I don't think she has any kids, but still, she has debt, parking tickets. She has a lot of different stuff going on. She's looking to be saved. She slept around. She knows how to manipulate the room and manipulate guys to make it appear as though she's something that she's actually not. She's been a bad girl. She slept around. She's a nice girl. She's been this type of girl, that type of girl. Now she can go out into the world because she has so much experience. And now she can bag a beta. Alpha seed, who she was getting her back blown out by, and she was having sex with and being promiscuous with. Beta need. Remember that. So what are you going to be? Are you going to be the alpha male who she's going to be hooking up with? Or are you going to be that beta male who's going to be paying a premium? Because all the women that you guys are taking out, you guys are financing and buying drinks and buying dinners and trying to, you know, show her that, hey, I'm the guy for you. Those are the same women, I guarantee you, who give it up to guys for nothing. Who give it up to guys for an ice cream cone, for a blunt and some Hennessy or a shot. Listen, women know how to have their cake and eat it too. They know how to play the game. They are always in male use mode. Remember that. So either they're going to use you for sex or they're going to use you for resources. Which one is it going to be? Because women can spot a guy who doesn't have that much experience. And that female, she's basically telling you, I've done this. I've been this girl. I've been this girl. I've been this girl. I've been this girl. Now I have so much experience. Now I can go out into the world and find a guy who doesn't have that much experience and doesn't understand the stuff I'm telling you in this video. This is why it's very important for you to understand female nature. So when you go out in the field or you start interacting with them, you won't be so smitten. You won't be like, she's foreign. She's Vietnamese. Hey, I got an Asian girl. Trust me, all of them not all that cracked up to be. You just haven't seen a lot of them. So when you finally come into contact with one, now you're like, wow, it's time for me to wine and dine her. She's not like all the other girls. She's petite. She's feminine. She's acting this way. She's right. That's what she wants you to think, because ultimately she wants those resources. She wants a guy who's going to get her out of debt, who's going to pay her parking tickets, who's going to get her out of her parents' house, who's going to do all these different things and take on all her mistakes and bad decision making. Guys, make sure you are aware of these women. Most of them are like this. You're going to meet them, they're going to smile at you, they're going to have a lot of skeletons in the closet, a lot of bodies, a lot of different guys that they have been with. But then they want you to show the load and take on all the debt, all the things that she's been through, her bad decisions, student loan debt, all type of stuff. Trust me, women, before they meet you, they're used to relying on so many different people. They're users. They don't just use men, they use their family too as stepping stones. Women are always trying to survive. They're survivalists by nature. So they would do anything, use anybody, say anything, put on any mask in order to get to a better tomorrow. Be careful, guys. Make sure you are on your toes.
Because we're working now. Like, like we're not dependent on men anymore. So it's like as soon as that's all since we're not possessions anymore, why would they do anything for us? It's like, oh, you wanted to work? Okay, go work, bitch. Like, the men have only ever cared about their money. And I think that's a really hard pill for a lot of women to swallow. But it's like, you need to understand that. Because like, once you make peace with the fact that men just see you as pussy and you're not that special to them, like, you will literally have peace. And like, that's what a lot of rad femmes and Gloria Steinem ass feminists don't understand. It's like, it's not mascara. It's not porn. It's not motherfucking Botox. It's the fact that men do not see us as equal. Like, you could dress like Vampirella, you could dress like motherfucking Mother Teresa. It does not matter. You are not their equal. They do not fuck with us. Period.
There is so much hypocrisy and self-projection in her little rant that I don't even know where to begin. And initially, she was answering a question that somebody had asked her, and in case you can't read it on your screen there, basically the person was asking, why does it seem that men today are so much cheaper than they were before? Why are men today unwilling to spend money on us like they were before? And then the girl went on to say that she has to pull teeth just to get her man to buy her flowers. What's going on? Well, the first thing that's going on is more and more men are waking up. Okay? That is the very first thing going on. And you know what? As time marches on, more and more men will begin to wake up to this nonsense, this hypocrisy that is coming from modern day women, where they expect men to be chivalrous, to be old-fashioned, to pay for everything, yet in the same breath, they preach about how strong and independent they are and how they don't need men, and I'm a proud feminist. And I'm empowered. I'm an empowered woman. Don't need a man. Don't need a man. But yet, when the check comes, they turn down the volume, and it turns out they do need a man. Right? Seems like these feminists are no longer feminists as soon as the bill arrives. All of a sudden, I'm not a feminist. Right? And I've said before that feminists are like the biggest hypocrites on the planet. Like they're only feminists at their convenience, right? If we were on the Titanic right now, I can guarantee you there's not a single feminist on the Titanic. If we're on the Titanic right now, not a single feminist. If we're in a burning building right now, not a single one of those chicks would be like, I'm a feminist, I'm strong and empowered. No, they'd be like, save me, I'm just a helpless woman, I'm just a helpless woman. So with this modern woman's rant, right? She is complaining about the fact that men only care about their money. Like, oh, men only care about their money. Huge self-projection. Huge, gigantic self-projection right there. Because really, it's women who are the biggest and most cheapest, they're the biggest tightwads on the planet, and they're the most cheapest creatures you'll ever come across. Right? Not all, but many of them, if not most. Right? They will not want to spend a dime on you. They are the cheapest creatures on the planet. So they are the ones who actually care about their money and trying to hoard as much of it as possible, which is a self-projection from her. Right? She's just self-projection, her own tightness with her own money. Because when it comes to men, believe it or not, I mean, we are not really cheap or tight with our money. We're just frugal, put it that way. We're frugal with our money. Women are not frugal with their money. That is why they are like tightwads with it, and they don't want to spend it on anyone but themselves, because they're not really frugal and they just spend like drunken sailors. Whereas men don't do that. We're very frugal with our money. We're very good with it. However, we're not afraid to spend our money when we know something is a good buy, when we know something is a good investment, when we know we're going to get a solid ROI, right? We're going to get a solid return on investment for that money. We're not worried about the money. We're not worried about hoarding it if something of value is staring us in the face. We will spend our money gladly. Why? Because we know we'll make more of it, right? That's how men are. We know, like, even if you're dead broke, it's like, I'm going to make more of this at some point. Right? Even when I was dead broke, I didn't have money, didn't have a pot to piss in. Like, some of my family members, like, aren't you worried? Like, nah, it'll be fine. I'll make more. I'll make more in the future. And sure enough, I did. Right? It's like, I'm not worried about like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I'll ever work again. I'm going to hoard this money. Because women don't have the same like money getting skills that men do, like the same type of like hustle that we do, where even if we don't really have like an idea of our own, or we're not that clever, we'll dig holes in the street and just work overtime to make more money, right? We're just that way. We don't worry about it, right? The thing is, for us to spend our money, we have to see something of value. We're not going to buy something that doesn't produce value in return. So the fact that this girl's like, oh, they're all about their money. No, total self-projection. Total self-projection. Okay, it's mostly females who are worried about their money and not spending a dime of it on you, especially if you have a penis. She will not spend a dime of it on you. Okay, she wants you to spend your money on her. So that is her first little self-projection that she made there. Another thing she said is that men just see you as pussy. Men just see you as pussy. And again, goes back to the old expression, your thoughts create your reality. So if you think that men just see you as pussy, guess what? That's what men are going to see you as. They're just going to see you as pussy. You're just going to attract more guys like that, because that is what your mindset is. I mean, a good guy can come along in your life, and he could be a great guy, high-value guy, and he might genuinely just wants to get to know you, because he's like, wow, here's this pretty girl. I want to get to know her. Sure, she's a few pounds overweight, right? But I want to get to know her. And then instead, here you are like, oh, he probably just wants me for pussy. Screw him. I'm going to try to mess him up. I'm going to try and manipulate his ass. And then you do him dirty, and then the guy's like, oh, no, you're a repulsive girl. I don't want to have anything to do with you. Then she loses that guy because her mindset is in the complete wrong place, right? Completely in the wrong place. So that was the second little retarded statement she made was, well, that's her mindset. I'm not going to call it retarded. She just thinks all guys are just want her for pussy because that's what she's been getting. That's what she's been going after. I love how these girls just remove accountability from themselves. Right? They just remove accountability. It's like saying, like back in the day when I was going clubbing and stuff like that, I was meeting a lot of girls who were kind of like cheaters and stuff. I was meeting these girls in clubs. I didn't go, you know what? These girls, they're all sluts. They're all sluts. All they are sluts and just going to cheat on you. No, I was like, I'm looking in the wrong place, man. I need to start going to more upscale venues. I need to start associating with higher value people and just going, to better venues where I'm not meeting trash. I mean, I took responsibility and I fixed that. But for women, of course, they don't want to take, especially modern day women, they don't want to take accountability for jack shit. So I just blame it on the man. They just want us for pussy. And another statement she made, the final statement she made towards the end, was the fact that she was like, yep, typical like feminist talking point. Oh, men, they don't need us anymore because we're empowered. We're working. We have our own money, girl. They don't believe in equality. They don't see us as equals. They don't see us as equals. It's like, wait, you were just saying that men are cheap and men are not paying for you. Men are not buying you flowers. Men are not, spending money on you. But yet you're saying that men don't see you as equals. So let me get this straight. She wants to be seen as an equal while at the same time wants men to continue to pay for her and be chivalrous. Do you see the hypocrisy? Typical modern day, I don't even want to say feminist anymore. Tired of beating that dead horse. Modern day woman. Because most modern day women have been brainwashed with that nonsense. So they're like feminists by default. But she's repeating that talking point. She's like, men don't see us as equals. Men don't see us as equals. And yet, just a few seconds ago, she was like, yeah, men ain't willing to pay for us. Men ain't willing to buy us anything. Men don't want to spend their money on us. They're so tight with their money. So what's it going to be? Do you want to be this equality, independent, empowered feminist? Or do you want to be a traditional, old-fashioned, conservative type woman? Make a decision, right? But these chicks today, these modern-day women, they want to preach all this feminist, like strong, empowered woman stuff. But then, in the same sense, they don't want to be strong and empowered when the bill arrives. They don't want to be strong and empowered when it comes to buying them shit and getting them free gifts and buying them flowers. Why do you want flowers, girl? That's so old-fashioned. That's so traditional. I thought you were a modern-day woman, man. Modern-day woman doesn't want flowers. That's housewife stuff. You don't want flowers, girl. I'm just going to be a modern-day man and get you nothing. Right? You don't need flowers. You're a strong, empowered woman. You don't need flowers. You don't need free dinners. Matter of fact, I'm going to eat before I pick you up. That way I only have to pay for me. Then I'm going to pick you up, and then you can buy your own meals. If you really want to be strong and empowered, we could do that. Don't try to play like both sides of the field. Okay? I can't stand that with modern-day women. They're just these complete switch hitters these days. At their own convenience. They just switch hit at their own convenience. Like, one day I'm a feminist because I don't have dates to say. But the days that I have dates, I'm no longer a feminist. But the days I have dates, I'm a feminist. No, you can't do that. Okay? Because real feminist pays for herself. Real feminist, like you always preach on these t-shirts, this is what a feminist looks like, strong and empowered. Independent, don't need a man. If you're going to preach it, live it. Okay? If you're going to talk the talk, you got to walk the walk. Otherwise, you're a hypocrite. You're just a hypocrite. Just another modern-day hypocrite. Modern-day feminine hypocrite. Female hypocrite. Okay? If you want to be traditional, then be that. Okay? If you don't, then don't. You got to pick one. Okay? You can't have both. You got to choose from column A or column B. You can't choose from column A and column B at your choice, at your discretion. No, you got to choose. Because men today are sick of it. Men today are waking up to it. And the more this knowledge gets out there, the more simps are going to wake up. And they're going to stop simping. Okay? Those days of these guys simping are going to end. Because they will no longer be walking around ignorant and blind, thinking that, oh, I'm going to take her to dinner, but yet praise her for being a strong, independent, empowered woman. I see so many of these idiots when I'm out at restaurants, taking a girl out for the first time. You could tell that chick is preaching that feminist nonsense when she's not around him, a strong, independent woman, but that bill comes, he's whipping out his wallet. So you can't have it both ways, girls. Choose one. Choose one. So, fellas, drop your comments below, as always. Let me know what you think about her little rant there. All of that self-projection, all of that hypocrisy she laid out in that short, like, 30, 40-second clip. Drop your comments below. I would love to hear them. I would love to read them and respond to them. It's like I got a spot on my shirt here. So, drop them comments below. And with that said, I'm going to wrap up here. Until next time, this is M from the 33 Secrets. Go ahead and smash that like button below. Do it now. Also, hit the notification bell right next to it so you're notified whenever I release a brand new coaching video here on YouTube. More importantly, guys, please make sure you subscribe to my channel. Helps me out a ton when you guys subscribe, so please make sure you subscribe to my channel as well. And for all you guys who want to support my work and all of this incredible, amazing red pill, gold pill, and platinum pill content that I am teaching you even further, the best way to do that is by jumping into my monthly online coaching program, 7 Months to Mastery, where I'm teaching guys just like you how to go out there and approach and close the youngest, hottest, and most beautiful looking women on the planet. I am talking about 8s, 9s, and 10s, baby. The hottest women on the planet. Okay, I teach you how to do that in 7 Months of Mastery. And you know what? I have tons, thousands upon thousands of successful students now all around the world. Okay, a lot of these guys often drop comments in my comment section talking about how they're in my program, they've met their dream girl, they've met their future wife. I've had a number of students who've been through my 7 Months of Mastery program already met their wife thanks to my teachings, right? They met a high value, high caliber, hot wife, right? Way above what they were able to get previously before they jumped into my program, 7 Months of Mastery. They were able to get a girl who was much, much more attractive, much hotter, and much higher value thanks to my teachings. And you know what? I want you to become one of them. Even if you don't plan on getting married, find yourself a cool chick, a high value chick, not one of these like low value, like DG single moms or you know, women who are passive prime or damaged goods or anything like that. I want to teach you how to go out there and get high value women, just like my students are all around the world. You can become one of us, and all you need to do is click that link below in my description box. It will take you over to my website where you can get signed up right now. It just takes 2 seconds, and it's only $1 for the entire first month of coaching lessons. So it's only $1 for the entire first month of high value coaching lessons from me. So take advantage of it, and it's the best way to support my work, guys. And thank you very much if you do. I appreciate it. Thanks in advance, and let's crack on out of here.